When I was little, my father was famous. He was the greatest samurai in the empire.
Hey everybody, so somebody dropped me a link to this video on one of the Nathan's channels called Top 3 Globe Killers. I saw it was short, so I watched it, and oh my non-existent God, what is it with these people? I'd almost think this video was a joke, but it's not, because this is just what globe deniers think is good content. This whole video is one giant self-own, and they can't even see it. First off, these fools are calling themselves the Ballbusters. Check out this intro. Let me stop this real quick. The first thing that pops up is this car speeding along with the notification of pseudoscience detected. Now, it's a funny little declaration, I'll admit, but when I see it, I think, okay, let's see the pseudoscience. And the next thing that shows up are these examples of pseudoscience. I mean, they make the declaration that pseudoscience is coming, so the next thing I see must be the pseudoscience, and yep, here they come, bigger than life. Each piece in this intro is trying so very hard to be epic. It's like they're Deontay Wilder thinking he's coming in like Sauron when he's really just a dark and sparkly Lord Zed. You'd almost think you have a bunch of guys who are trying to compensate for something. I mean, look at these. Remember, these are the globe deniers that like to claim that those of us who support actual science are living in a fantasy world and believe in Santa and the Tooth Fairy. Now, I am no stranger to big intros. But this is just footage of my town. I'm just letting people know who I am and where I'm coming from. I'm not claiming to be the Silverback Samurai or something like these Legion of Super Zeros over here. But anyway, it's actually a very short video, and I assume it's been edited down from a much longer circle jerk video that these folks are known for. But even in this very short piece, they are obviously very proud of, they do an amazing job of owning themselves. So when we get to the actual video, they're talking about how Globe supporters have challenged Globe deniers for evidence, and they have it.
No, but they didn't think it was going to be this quick. I didn't imagine it would be this quick. I mean, they've been saying, oh, where's this one piece of shining evidence or proof that went on the globe? And well, we have it now. And
gas pressure without.
I don't think they were ready for it.
Now, personally, I find this hilarious footage. They're saying that Globe supporters have challenged deniers for that one piece of evidence, and now they have it. And even they are surprised that it happened so fast. Now they have it. You caught that, right? Now. We haven't gotten to what the evidence is, but they've admitted right here that until now they haven't had it. They're admitting, and I don't know which one of them it is talking, and really, does it even matter? They're admitting that for the last 4 or 5 years that they've been pushing this worldview, they haven't had that one bit of evidence. So any claim that they've made in the past and claimed was absolute evidence of a flat earth can be discarded for the bullshit that it was. So that's awesome. Now, next, one of them decides to get to the heart of the matter, which is the top 3 list. These are the top 3 globe killers. Number 3 is the Coriolis effect.
And at number 3, it's Coriolis effect. If Earth's spinning, there must be a deviation, and there isn't. Dun, dun,
this seems
dun,
to be a
dun.
claim that the Coriolis effect does not exist, which is demonstrably false. This is a perfect example of how globe deniers know what destroys their claim, and so they have to deny its existence altogether. The Coriolis effect is not only evidence of the Earth's spin, it's also evidence of its geometry, as a flat Earth could still spin, but even if it did, there would not be a directional change in the Coriolis effect when you cross the equator. The Coriolis effect shatters the flat Earth fantasy, and they know it. Number 2 on this list is gas pressure without a container.
And in at number 2, it's gas pressure without a container. If the sky was a vacuum, the gas we're breathing would fill the space.
This is one where they like to play around with definitions in order to make their claim. Whenever these folks bring up the topic of pressure and space, you'll notice they always mention gas pressure, not atmospheric pressure. They'll tell you that the atmosphere is a gas and we're measuring pressure, so gas pressure. This is a persuasive definition fallacy where they are choosing to use the definition that best suits their argument instead of the proper definition. Because gas pressure is specifically defined as the pressure of gas within a container. Atmospheric pressure is not. So when talking about atmosphere, they will never call it atmospheric pressure, because then they could not use the argument they want to use. So they're trying to limit the discussion to this persuasive definition. Now, within this argument, they fail to recognize that the sky is not a vacuum, nor does science claim it is one, even though it is commonly referred to as the vacuum of space. It's really just a very low-pressure volume. Now, some of them may immediately jump in and say, but hey, how can you have a low-pressure volume next to a high-pressure volume without a barrier, which they want to do? And of course, the answer is that there isn't a low next to a high. There is a low-pressure volume next to a marginally less low-pressure volume. And they may try to say that it isn't possible without a barrier, but then they would once again be ignoring the reality that they can measure themselves. You can measure the atmospheric pressure at ground level and at the top of, say, the Salesforce Tower in San Francisco and get a measurable change. And then go to the top of Mount Tam and get another change in pressure. Yet, there is no barrier between their elevations. Now, according to them, that's not possible without a barrier between them. Yet, it happens. So maybe we're not talking about gas pressure, but atmospheric pressure. And maybe, just maybe, when other forces are acting on a system, these types of imbalances can be maintained. And now, the number one globe killer is...
And in at number 1, a new entry. It's the Black Swan. If the Earth is a sphere with a radius of 3959 miles, then every distance to horizon must be no more than 1.22 times the square root of the surface height in feet. The Black Swan shows a distance to horizon way in excess of 10 miles. Therefore, the Earth is not a sphere.
And this last one is really sad. They're saying that they have this one photo that is full of insane distortion, refraction, looming. It's a clusterfuck of an image, but they are going to ignore the existence of any of that and say that this is an absolutely accurate capturing of how these objects looked in reality, and that is absolute proof of a flat Earth. This is that solid one piece of shining evidence.
One piece of shining evidence or proof that we're not on the globe, and well, we have it now.
That they have been looking for. This is reality. That bit we said a minute ago, gas pressure, that we've been arguing for years, that wasn't it. We admit that. That was shit compared to this one. Coriolis effect, sorry, should never have brought that up. It wasn't it either. This is the one true proof.
Dun, 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 dun.
This image and their adoration of it is the perfect encapsulation of the globe denier mindset. This is how they perceive reality, twisted and bent. And they finally have a photo that matches the way their mind works. And listen to them. They're like giddy children. They're so happy.
We're celebrating. We're so confident now, and we're so happy. We have a reason to be happy. And that's one thing that they don't want. They don't want happy flat earthers knowing.
And they say people like me are going to be bothered by them being so happy, but no, it's just that we're saddened by what we see. You remind me of Jennifer Connelly at the end of Requiem for a Dream. I mean, look at her. She's happy as hell. Sure, she's had to degrade herself in ways she's never imagined. She's abused, addicted, and a shattered husk of a human being, but she's got that bag of heroin she wanted, and she's as happy as anyone has ever been. Am I supposed to be happy for her? Or for you? And your Black Swan evidence is just like her heroin. It's not the answer. It's not going to last. And eventually, the weight of reality is going to come down on you, and you're going to have to deal with the fact that you have nothing. And that's just sad. But hey, curl up with your baggie and be happy. Enjoy your altered reality while it lasts. And we'll still be here. grounded for when you come back down.
That's my job. That's what I do. I don't lose. I win. I win. Is there no one on this planet to even challenge me?
Maybe you came by to congratulate me on last night's victory.
Silverback Samurai.